Welcome back to another episode of the Next Man Up podcast. This is episode 64. It's going to be a combo episode, NBA and NFL. We had a lot of NFL action over the course of the holiday, over the course of Christmas. A few good Christmas Day games and a few games on Sunday. I believe Saturday as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then the NBA is also heating up right now. Pistons just lost 27 straight, breaking the NBA record for most losses consecutive in a season. I think they're like uh four like 3 games away. It's like 29 is another record they might pass as well. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Kevin Durant being frustrated on the Suns. The NBA trade deadline is not that far away. We're about to be at the end of December. We're at the end of December. So the trade deadline is February. So we're going to talk about where we want to see some of these NBA stars potentially get traded. I have some NBA trivia for Max. We'll get into that later. For the NFL side, we have the Ravens killing the 49ers. What that means for MVP considerations. We're going to talk about our MVP so far in the season. The Chiefs falling to the Raiders. Look at their title hopes and just talking about can they fix it before the playoffs start. We have contenders or pretenders for the entire NFL, and then we have an outward safe head coach edition. Before we even get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the social media up on the top. And I want to ask Max, how was your holidays? Because we haven't recorded in a little while, and,
Yeah,
and Christmas did come and go.
been a little bit. No, but it was good. Good to get away from everything for a little bit, be with family. But yeah, ready to be back. A lot of stuff that happened over the week, NFL and NBA. So a lot of stuff to catch back up on.
Yeah, I actually didn't think my holidays would be that good, but spending time with family, getting a little break was nice, and I really enjoyed my holiday. But it's time to get back to work, and it is time to talk basketball. So we're gonna start off with the NBA. I'm really adamant about this subject here. Pistons lost 27 straight. The question is this the worst basketball team you've ever seen in your life? Is this the worst basketball team in NBA history? I mean, we are about 1920, so we haven't seen I think it was like a team like 1973 that was really bad. The Bobcats were really bad in 2011. So is this the worst basketball team you've seen in NBA history?
I mean, so personally, like when you look at roster construction, like yes, but like with some of the names on there, like there's no way it could be right. Like when you think back at that, because for me, I watched I feel like when I grew up watching some of those Bobcat games, like I remember turning it on, knowing like that this team was terrible. Like I watched Kemba Walker at UConn for a little bit, um, being like a little kid watching basketball, and so I knew who Kemba Walker was. But the big thing about that team is they lost their top two scorers. I think Gerald Wallace was out, maybe Gerald Henderson was out, but they lost their top two scorers. This Pistons team, I mean, Durant was injured, but besides that, like everybody has been playing for the most part. K's been playing, Asar's been playing, Jay Ivy's been playing, Durant's been out, but like everybody they signed, they drafted, they whatever has been playing. I love the Monty Williams hire this offseason. That didn't work out. Like the roster construction makes no sense. It makes no sense how they're this bad. And then you watch the game and it gets worse. Like I don't know. I think like everyone knows Killian Hayes should not be playing that kind of minutes, and he still plays that kind of minutes every single night. Jaden Ivey, I think when they drafted him, it did not look like a good fit next to Cade. I did not like the fit next to Cade. They still drafted him, and they're not even playing him now. Like it's wild to see this basketball team actually happen. I think
Well, he gets starter minutes now. He's been starting over the last week or so.
week. It's like you're 2-28. You should
Two
have
and twenty
realized
seven, right? I think 2 and 27. Well, I said 22. Are they 2 and 28 now?
2-28, 2-28.
Oh,
You should have
losing.
realized that more than 28 losses. So I don't know. Like, sure, yes, for my like me watching basketball for the past 10 years, yeah, this is probably the worst. You had some bad Sixers teams, you had some bad Knicks teams, but like I don't think we're getting much worse than this. Looking like they're on trajectory right now to get they were at 2-25, to put them at 6-75, which is 81 games. Now you're at 2-30, which puts you at 4-60, you're looking at like 5-75. So this team is like very much on pace to finish with the worst record in the 82 game season. And like again, look at your schedule. I know we talked about this last time. You were very confident that they beat Utah in that game a couple days ago, whatever. They couldn't
I
do
was.
that without Laurie, without Keontae, without Clarkson. Couldn't beat them then. They were up this game, couldn't close that out. Like it's just a piss poor performance after piss poor performance. Like it's just a bad game after bad game. So I don't know. I honestly want to see them break the record. I want to see the record broken. I think it's like something that for me, I didn't know another basketball team would be that bad.
The record is
So
broken. They have it's like
no, no,
another
no.
record.
I'm saying for the 82 game season, for an 82 game season, I want to see the worst record possible.
Why
What
would
is
you
it?
want to see that? That's not enjoyable at all. I don't. What is enjoyable about that?
I don't like. I'm not a Pistons fan. Like I would just to say I
Why
saw
do
the
you want to
record.
see the? Why do you
First of
want to
all,
see
I could go
anybody
to
though?
that game. I could go to the game where they break the record. That would be nice. But like I'm just I don't. For me, it does nothing for them to go like 10-72. But if they go 5-77, then like I can say that I watched basketball. I watched the entire season where the Pistons were the worst basketball team ever. I went and saw basketball games where the Pistons were the worst. I saw the worst team ever play.
Okay, I want to ask you this though. A different question. Who is the most to blame for this start? Who is the most to blame for the Pistons being this bad? Like
Troy Weaver. 100%. I think it's the roster construction. You can't blame Monty Williams for or who can't right now coach a roster that is terrible. K's dropping 40 a
no, you can
night.
blame you can blame Monty Williams.
If
But
you
go
do not
ahead.
have a cohesive roster though, how are you going to coach a cohesive roster? You can't just pull stuff out of the ashes.
Listen. They paid this man $80 million. You cannot lose 27 straight games, no matter the roster. Let me listen to me. Listen to me. I watch this team every night. They clearly have no idea what they're doing on defense as far as what the scheme's going to be. They go out there every night and unprepared. The rotations, he don't. It's not a good roster, but there shouldn't be a time where Cade and Bogey is both off the floor for a long stretch of time. That's not going to work offensively. It's just not. He doesn't play the correct players. He would rather play Isaiah Livers and over Kevin Knox, who has been playing well. So since he's been on the team, he just makes stupid decisions. He doesn't have them ready to play. Never. He never has them ready to play. So
Isaiah
that's
Livers
why I'm
does
saying
a lot. Yes,
I'm sorry.
I said yeah. Isaiah, like I feel like we see a lot of guys on this team who should not be getting minutes. So I understand that. But what I'm saying is there's no better options, right? Like you signed Joe Harris, you signed Monte Morris. Like Monte Morris can do anything. Joe Harris can't shoot, right? Like the signings just didn't work out. You traded Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman. That hasn't worked out. I get Duran's injured, so you play Isaiah Stewart. No one likes Isaiah Stewart. Bogdanovich is like your only reliable offensive piece to an extent, besides Cade. You probably should trade him for a first round pick, but you're avoiding trying to be the worst team ever, so you need him. Like you draft Ivy and Asur in back to back drafts. Both aren't. Asur cannot like shoot at all. Ivy is not a good shooter. Like you're not surrounding like Cade with any shooting at all. You know what I mean? Like you're making Cade work to get that 40. There's no help. Like there's no help. It's I don't know. I don't know. Again, you watch every game. I'm not going to sit here and say I watch every game. You have a little more expertise to talk about this. I know you watch the Pistons or you claim to watch Pistons. I don't really know, but
I watch the Pistons every single game, every single game of the season.
why though? Like there's really at this point in time, there's really no point. Like you could turn it off and expect what's going to happen. Like
So I've been watching the Pistons for the last few seasons because Kate Cunningham is one of my favorite players in the entire NBA, and so I've just adopted the entire franchise, and I became a fan of the team. Now, like that's how much most people can become fans of a team that's not in their city. But anyways,
But
Troy,
no, this season, I'm just saying this season. If like I get
am
it,
I supposed
you
to
can
not
say
watch?
you can say being a true fan, just watching it through whatever. I understand supporting 100%. What I'm saying is like if you are willing, like if you are a Lions fan and you willingly like watched every kickoff to every single final whistle of their 0-16 season, like every single minute. That's like it is beyond depressing. You know what I mean? Like it takes so much out of you mentally to physically watch that and see your team like never succeed. I get the Pistons have 2 wins. They haven't won in like a month and a half. So 2 months maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like it is painful to watch your team do that on a night in, night out
No,
basis.
it's painful. It's painful. It's but honestly, out of this specific game, there are some positives. Jalen Durant's back and he looked great. I don't think he's fully healthy yet, but he was great on the defensive end. He was great getting rebounds. So I know that Cade and Durant are the cornerstones of this franchise. I am very, very confident that Cade can be at least number 2, possibly a number 1. I know Durant can be a cornerstone of a franchise. I know that. Everybody else have doubts. Now let's get to my question. Troy Weaver is definitely to blame for the Pistons being as bad. Like he shares like almost probably like 70% of the blame. Let's start back. Like let's just start like back all the way to Killian Hayes. Now Killian Hayes was a terrible pick. Killian Hayes was a terrible pick, but you can live with that, right? You can live with that. Fine, cool. You get Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is this great prospect. He shows flashes his rookie season, especially to end it. And then what do? Again, you draft Jaden Ivey. That made no type of sense at all. It just didn't, because Jaden Ivey needs the ball to be effective. And you have a ball-dominant guard in Cade Cunningham. Also, he can't shoot at all. He can't defend. He's not a great playmaker. So having him next to Cade Cunningham made no sense. And then you randomly hit on Durant. So you get Durant, who is looking like he's gonna be a great center in this league for a long time, has all-star potential. Then what else do they do? Next year, they draft Ausar Thompson at number 5. Now I love Ausar. I love him defensively, but he cannot shoot a lick at all. And honestly, I do not trust this Pistons franchise at all to develop him. Not one bit. I don't trust the Pistons to develop him at all. So you drafted a project player who you have to develop a lot. And I don't trust the team to develop him. So I don't even know if that was a great pick, even though he is great defensively. That's just a draft. Think about how they traded Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman. I know you don't want to pay Sadiq Bey, but James Wiseman, you took a flyer on talent. He sucks. He's one of the worst centers in the NBA. Stamped. He shouldn't be in the NBA. He should be in the G League or overseas. He's that bad. I have no idea why James Wiseman. He is terrible. I have no idea why you traded for I'm blanking on his name. That's so crazy. I have no idea why you traded for Marvin Bagley. He's terrible. I don't get what the roster construction is. You don't have any shooting. You don't have any defense. And now that leads people saying Cade is a fluke number 1 pick. Cade is a bust. Cade can't be the number 1 option on a championship team. You're not building anything around him correctly. And it pains me to see as a Cade Cunningham stand. So, Troy Weaver is the downfall of the Detroit Pistons. And that's who needs to go first. He needs to be fired. Troy Weaver needs to go. There is no way you build a team that is losing 27 straight games and you don't need to be fired. Monty Williams, that's also Troy Weaver. You gave him $80 million to come help the team. When what does Monty Williams really show? Let's be for real.
He had the first of all, he was an assistant.
He had a great roster on the Suns.
He was an assistant. He was an assistant in OKC. Got a lot of respect. Cool. I'm just saying, like he was on that coaching staff with Scott Brooks in OKC. Then I think he went to New Orleans. I think then after, but yes, then he goes to Phoenix. I think someone got fired in Phoenix, right? And then he moved up.
I don't remember. I don't know.
But yes, he had the 2020 or 2021 season where they make the finals and you have Devin Booker. Like that's what everyone's going off of. The year after, they blow it. They blow that terrible lead.
They got beat by 50. They got beat by 50 in the game.
Then they blow a 3-1 lead and got killed. Or was it 3-2?
No, it wasn't. It was 3-2.
3-2. Okay. Anyways, but yes, you lost on 50. You lost by 50 on your home floor. 2020, they were terrible. Just snuck in the bubble. and got that 8 wins, right? So everyone's whatever high on him now. So from that end of 2020, from the bubble to the finals, like that is the what everyone wants to give for Monty Williams. That's what everyone wants, right? The 8 games in the bubble where they went 8 for 8, still didn't make the playoffs, to a finals run. Like that's his track record, right? He's put out good teams, but they've been good teams, right? Like he hasn't built anything from the ground up. So him with this roster, with like this complete, I don't even know what to call it, dumpster fire.
What was he? Know why he was the selection? Was he known for developing players? Was he known for I don't know. I don't get it. What does Monty Williams really do good? I really don't understand because I watched 27 games of him for the Pistons. I'm not seeing one thing he does good. He doesn't have them prepared to play. He doesn't make adjustments. He's not a great defensive coach. He's not a great offensive coach. What does he do? I need to know. What is his forte?
I don't know. Again, like I know him like as a. Again, like I think it's corny.
A player's coach. He's a player's coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's a player's coach. He gets along with the players. So,
I was gonna say people like talk about it. It's more in the NFL, but they're like he's a leader of men, like kind of thing. Like where like he kind of gets the locker room together. And again, like a lot of NBA players like
clearly not.
A lot of NBA players like him. But yeah, I mean it's a young roster too, and like no one I guess is listening or effort. Like there's no effort. Like normally, if you care about your coach, if you care about your team, you're putting effort, and a lot of that shows on the defense side of the ball. They can't play defense. So it's like you're really seeing nothing here. You see, and you saw, did you see Cade in that interview where he was like, this team should not be like 2-27? Like he like looked at his record. But like, did you see like you see his face? He like looked at the record and like his face is like I don't think he like knew they were quite 2-27. And like his face just like dropped. Like he's the only person on the team, Jalen Durant. But I'm not gonna hate on Bogdanovich too much. I hope he gets traded too. But like very few people.
He's old. He's old, bro. He's old.
He's
like 36.
I'm sorry. Like he's the second best offensive player they have. Is he not?
No, listen. No, he is.
Like
going forward, Max. Honestly, there are only 2 players on the Pistons I would not trade right now, or I'm confident in them being actual like great players. Cornerstone of the franchise. That is Kate Cunningham and Jalen Durant. I do not trust the Pistons franchise to develop Ausar Thompson enough where he's a good player. Jaden Ivey does not fit on this team. He needs to go.
Yes, that's fine. I would say that's cool. I would put Ausar halfway across the line. I'm close to pushing him over. The defensive upside, if you could put enough shooters around him, if you could put enough shooting, if you could put shooters or offensive players at the 3, at the 2, and at the 4, and you keep him as a lockdown defensive 3, I can deal with it.
He's going to be unplayable if he cannot shoot. He's going to be unplayable if he cannot shoot. There is no one in the NBA that cannot shoot that plays.
Draymond.
He's one of the best facilitators in the NBA. And in his prime, he can knock down shots. He's also playing with Stephen Curry, who is not another one of those.
I'm just saying. The NBA. I think that if you get shooting around, I think Ausar can be playable. I agree. The offensive side,
he can't. But I think why do you think Jared Vanderbilt got set in the playoffs, bro? You cannot. You will not be able to play. And when come playoff time, if he can't hit a corner 3, he's going to be not playing.
No, Darvin.
You have to be able to.
Darvin Ham's words, not that they were going defensive now. If you know you're going defensive,
I'm talking about in the playoffs. I'm talking about in the playoffs, bro. This is the regular season. You can't play in the playoffs. You can't shoot. You can't. I don't know any players that can't shoot that play in the playoffs. I need one name.
Tony
Allen.
Outside
of Draymond, because that's very.
Tony Allen.
Bro, that differently. But anyways, I'm done talking about the Pistons, man.
I agree.
I think the best.
That's a different story, but again, with the Pistons, we can't even talk playoffs. I get you talking Lakers, but we can't even talk Pistons and playoffs in the same sense.
Next best chance to win a game is January 10th. That's the circle on my schedule. Playing the Spurs. That's not gonna be an easy game though. Victor, well, it depends if Jalen Durant plays or not.
Wemby is eating. Wemby is getting 30.
He might drop 40. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Dino.
All right, let's talk about Kevin Durant being frustrated. Allegedly, he's frustrated with the Suns right now. The roster construction and how they've been this season. The Suns are 14-15. They've been the Suns have been the most disappointing team to start the NBA, in my opinion. Unless you want to say the Pistons, but I don't think their expectations were that high. So I personally feel like the Suns have been the Suns have been the most disappointing team to start the NBA season. They have two of the best scorers and closers in the NBA, and their net rating in the fourth quarter is terrible. Playing down a stretch, they fold like a lot. Their defense is not good at all, and they hired Frank Vogel to be a defensive-minded coach, and the defense is terrible. The role players, none of them are outperforming what they were supposed to be playing. We saw all these role player signings, and like, oh, they built up a decent bench. No, the bench is terrible. I don't trust them in the playoffs. I don't think the Suns are a serious contender this year, and I don't think they're going to win a championship at all. I don't see them coming out of the West. It's so many teams I see beating them. They have they literally have two one-way superstars. Like, they have two superstars that are not great playmakers, that cannot play defense, and cannot really elevate the offense on the playmaking thing. And then you got Bradley Beal, who you basically you gave up not a lot for him, but he took up a lot of cap space. He getting paid a lot of money. So for him to be dealing with injuries, they basically have two injury-prone stars on their team. They're not a serious team. Let's be for real right now. The Suns are not going anywhere this season. What else do I have to say about them? Oh, KD, you want to be frustrated about the team? You literally wanted them to trade for Bradley Beal. Like, you said you had input in what they did this offseason, and what they did this offseason was trade for Bradley Beal. So you co-signed that move. You also chose to be here. You wanted to play with Devin Booker, and they had to decimate the roster for you. So what are you frustrated for? This is your fourth team that you just want to have great players, the perfect situation. Bro, go win a championship without Steph, please. I need you. Come on. Can he win a championship without Steph? Can he win a championship without a perfect situation? Can he do that? Can he make the finals without a perfect situation? Because he hasn't made the West Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals without Steph. The man's legacy is KD's legacy is
he's made the Western Conference Finals without Steph.
In 2012, please.
In 2016.
Oh yeah, 2016. But come on, he lost 3-1 lead. I don't care.
Like you said, he is a lie. Anyways, yeah, I had the Suns winning the finals this year, at least in the finals.
I don't know why you said that.
Didn't happen. Who's your pick?
Lakers. Still a possibility.
Yeah, we're on the same level though. It's cool. I want the Lakers to win. We're on the same level. I'll get into the Kevin Durant thing later. I'm not even mad for what he said, to be honest. I don't hate it. You can't really mess with injuries. Injuries are gonna happen. But after I get you're limited with money, but to an extent, they're literally just playing with guys. Like, they're just playing with basketball players. Like, it seems like auto-generated players out there sometimes. Like, you're playing with Grayson Allen, you're playing with Nas Little, Nurk has a couple of games here and there, but they're just players. Like, no one suits a role. It just seems like they're just guys going out there playing basketball. Like, they're not building a team. And I think that's why Kevin Durant's frustrating, is because there is no team. It's just literally, okay, let's trade for this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. And
they didn't have any money.
Huh?
They didn't have any money.
That's what I'm saying. I get it, but at the same time, there's nothing. So I don't know.
How can you be frustrated with that? He wanted Bradley Beal, and what do you think? So you thought you were gonna sign a $50 million
I don't
player?
think he's frustrated with the Bradley Beal trade. Bradley Beal's injured.
No,
you can't deal with injuries.
You are saying he's
frustrated with the situation. Yes, I think that's everything else. I think he's mad they didn't go to the next. His
cosign is what made the roster this bad. His cosign, his move for Bradley Beal is what made the roster this bad.
What, you traded Chris Paul?
No, it's the cap space because they didn't have any.
But yeah, exactly. They didn't have any cap space to begin with because they had Ayton.
If they would have kept the same team, they would have been better off. I'm not gonna lie.
With CP3 and DeAndre Ayton?
Yes. They don't have a point guard.
I agree.
Booker's not a point guard.
That's the biggest issue for me, is a true point guard. I had this talk with someone else today. So they tried to say that Devin Booker was a point guard, and I said no, he's not a point guard. Like, he should not be a point guard. You need a true point guard in there to facilitate. Like, someone needs to get KD and Book the ball without them having to bring it up and play make the entire time. Like KD can just catch and shoot if he needs to. They need a point guard. They need a true point guard, and unfortunately, it's probably just too expensive for them at the moment. So, I mean, when Bradley Beal gets back, I guess we'll see. But I'd be shocked if all three of them are all healthy for an extended period at the same time. Um, Bradley Beal's dealing with the injury, obviously. Kevin Durant's dealt with injuries throughout his career. It just seems like something just goes wrong for this team every other second. Something goes wrong. You're looking at the top teams in the West and the East. Like Boston, they have all the guys. They're putting it together. They're number 1 seed. Philly lost their second best guy, and Tyrese Maxey stepped up perfectly. LA, I get there at the bottom, but they still have great nights, and you still are led by LeBron and AD, who are actually really healthy right now. And you got youth. Like, there's no spot where they can really slide in. Like, they're not, you know what I mean? Like, they're not doing anything right now. I'd say, to be honest, Dame and Giannis have not been wowing me that much. They've kind of been a little underwhelming, in my opinion. I thought they would be competing for that 1 seed easy, but they're still doing good enough, and the team and the roster construction is still good enough to propel them into the top. What are they, a 4 seed right now? 3 seed?
No, the Bucks are a 2 seed in the East.
They are 2 seed?
Yeah, no, they're 2 seed. They went like a 7-8 game win streak before they lost to the Knicks the other night. And I think
I
Lillard
thought Philly was still 2. My fault. Yeah, they're a game and a half up on Philly. So yeah, like I'm like, even when other teams are like disappointing, there's still promise. This team has no promise. This team is like, there's nothing to be like excited about in the future, in my opinion. Like, it's just a scary, bleak future. This team and Golden State are similar, I guess. Golden State's just kind of healthy, but yeah, I mean, again, I was super, super high on this team, and they're not doing.
I was too. I'm not gonna lie. I had them like as like the 4 seed or something like that.
I had him as the 1 or the 2. I think I might have him as I don't know. I had him as 1 or 2.
I thought they were going to be able to get a lot of regular season wins with just KD, Book, and then I didn't know Beal was going to miss it.
Just like, KD and Book already. KD, take Beal off the team. KD and Book should get you at least 40 wins, 42 wins. Like, names alone get you 40, 42 wins. And then you fight for another 10. That's 52. Like, I don't know. This team shocks me. But Grayson Allen scores 32 on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day. Like, that makes no sense to me.
No, that was wild. And the fact that I felt like they wouldn't even been in that game without Grayson Allen, and then you saw Devin Booker, terrible game.
KD had 16.
KD, terrible game, and they had to rely on Grayson Allen to have a 30 ball.
Like, it's just difference of roster constructions. Like, you look at those two teams, and I get it. Dallas does have Kyrie, but like, besides that, it's Luka with a bunch of role players. You know what I mean? Like, Luka's got Kyrie. Don't get me wrong. Kyrie is still a great player. Like, I'm not trying to say he's a role player. He's not. But you put Derek Lively, you got shooters, you got Grant Williams. Like, you put role players around them, they succeed. Then you got like the star-heavy teams with no bench. That is like, you know what I mean? And like, sometimes it does succeed, but sometimes obviously it doesn't. Boston has bench pieces. Boston got lucky where they got the star power, and you have elite bench pieces, and Derek White. So he's even starting now. But this team is beyond confused. Again, it's just like the Pistons to me, where like I guess I'm not really confused. Like, I didn't think the Pistons were gonna be fighting for this, but I thought Kevin Durant and D Book again is like good enough to get 40, 45 wins, but different league now. Frank Vogel, you think Frank Vogel is gonna get fired midseason?
You said what?
You think Frank Vogel's on the hot
seat? No. Hot seat? No. They might let him ride it out, try to improve the roster a little bit, but I don't know where they're gonna go because they're kind of like stuck into back. They kind of stuck with Bradley Beal, so I don't know how they're gonna improve this roster at all. I'm not gonna lie, Max. This is gonna be another one of KD's fails, like super teams joining up with stars. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be Brooklyn all over again. You be really being honest. You left a situation in Brooklyn to go to this situation, and it's not better at all.
You think he's gonna leave this? I don't.
So what?
You think he's gonna leave this?
I don't know if he's gonna leave, but the situation is literally like it's just not. It's not better. Like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna ride it out? He gonna stay here and ride it out?
Yeah, I think.
How else would he leave?
Like, looking back on it, like if he would have, and again, this is for him, but like if he were to redo his decisions, you probably just stay in Golden State. Like, it's just because like it's easy. Like, you probably figure out a way for them to kick out Draymond or Clay, or just spend a lot of money but you should stay in Golden State, or at least you stay like Brooklyn was fine. You guys were injured. If everyone's healthy, you
No,
guys are probably,
after Kyrie left, it was like, bro. And
but
Kyrie left
I'm
because he
just saying,
couldn't
like,
get a
you
contract
guys are
extension.
before all that stuff happened in the off. That was off season, right? No, it was mid season. Never mind. Before all that happened mid season, I'm saying that year before, you're probably playing in the finals if injuries do not happen, right? KD was like the foot behind the line away from hitting that shot and sending Milwaukee home. Like you're competing for a finals if literally like 2 inches back behind the line, you're in the finals. That team was good enough to get to the finals. Like, I don't know. Going to Phoenix and starting new, like, was not, I don't think that was the answer ever. So, I think
Well, I mean, what
you,
else? I mean, he was kind of backed into a
before,
corner.
I'm
I don't
saying
know what he was saying,
before
Brooklyn.
Kyrie got injured, Harden, Kyrie, and KD, they're all friends. They're all stars. Y'all, like, they have to talk and just say, like, we can, like, we were literally just about 2 seconds away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals to play Atlanta and then move on to the final. You know what I mean? Like, I still understand why he like left there. Like, it makes no sense. So this whole Phoenix situation, I guess like nothing's surprising me at this point in time. But I don't know. I don't see Kevin Durant moving on from this. So like I think he's frustrated, but like, do you honestly
I
think
don't
Kevin
see it.
Durant's gonna lose sleep?
If Bradley Bill's health is not gonna get better, I don't see a way for them to compete.
But I'm saying like, so you're
He,
trading Kevin Durant, or what's his contract right now? Is he 2 years, or is he re-signed?
I don't know how much. I think he might have like 3 years left on his deal. I don't know what other are. I
That's what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
if he retires. If he retires a son, it kind of would surprise me. I don't know. I honestly think he should went back to OKC at the trade deadline last year. I think he should try to go back to OKC. That's what he should try to do.
Um, again, I don't know if it's the market. It would be great in my opinion. I would love it, but like market wise, what I mean,
They could do Brooklyn like Giddy, 4 firsts, try to maximum salary, uh, like nothing crazy.
what
Try to
would you
keep J
do?
Dub
What
if
would
you
you do
can.
now if you try to trade with
Oh,
Phoenix? Unfortunately, I think Phoenix actually would ask for J Dub,
they would.
and I would not
Yes.
want to give. I get it, it's Kevin Durant, but like I wouldn't want to give
No,
up.
you give him up. You give him up. You give him up. You give
I
him
don't
up.
want to
You
give
give
up
him up.
J Dub, Kitty, Giddy, and like 5 first-round picks. That's a ton. And for what we just seen, the past two Kevin Durant experiments, like, are we sure it's going to work out? I get it. This is probably the best team. Yeah. No, I
What you
probably not.
mean?
If it's him, Shea, Chet, there's still holes in the roster.
That's not the best team. The Warriors were the best team.
Okay, no, I'm saying he gets traded to like that, not free agency. Yes, the Warriors are obviously the best team. I mean, what? I'm not even gonna fantasize this because it's not gonna happen. But Isaiah Joe, Casey Wallace, shooters. You need another big, I think. Wing wise, we don't have another wing. Lou Dort's still here. Probably have to trade Lou Dort. If we could trade Dort instead of trading J Dub, that'd be great. But I don't think it happens.
All right, the NBA trade deadline is coming up. Tell me where you like to see. Tell me where you would like to see these stars play next. So I got 5 names. Tell me where you want to see these stars play if they are traded at the trade deadline or in the near future. All right. First name is Zach LaVine.
Um, a couple places, obviously. Zach LaVine's been rumored to. LA, Sacramento, New York, and I guess I'm gonna say LA right now. Um, just for the simple fact that I think the package could be there. I don't think Chicago's gonna ask for the moon. I think you could get away with trading Reeves, trading Christie, Maxwell Lewis, something like that, a pick or two. I think Chicago is really wanting to get that contract off the books and kind of get Zach LaVine out of there. They're doing better without him. And the Lakers desperately need that shooting. They have the defense already. You don't need to worry about that. You have Jay Vandal off the bench. You have Cam Reddish. You have the defensive pieces. You don't need to worry about that. Getting a elite shooting, elite scoring prospect, elite scoring player like Zach LaVine would be huge for them. So I would probably say LA. Also, I think New York would be fun. Just for the simple fact that I think I'm like low-key like the Knicks this year. I've become a big Jalen Brunson fan. I think Jalen Brunson's putting out a lot. Um, and I think I saw something where it's like they don't want two shot chuckers being Zach LaVine and Julius Randle on the same team on the same court. But I do think Zach LaVine and New York would be kind of fun.
All right, next name up. The next name up is Lauri Markkanen.
So OKC is obviously one that keeps getting rumored, but this is I would love to see him play in LA. Again, I think the Lakers, like I would
Stop trolling,
I'm
please.
so serious. I'm so serious.
No, bro. No, bro.
I want
There's
to see
no way.
I want Lauri to go to the Lakers.
How?
I keep saying this. I keep seeing this thing where Utah is very interested in Austin Reeves. If you give him Austin Reeves, if you give him Rui, if you give him Max Christie, and you can give however many picks you can to Danny Ainge, and you get Lauri Markkanen, I think Lauri Markkanen would be an insane shooting option next to LeBron. I think that would be amazing. I think that would be the best. If I could have LA trade for one person, I'd be for Lauri Markkanen. But I think most realistically, and I would think it'd be great, is if we went to OKC, you get an elite second scoring option next to Shea. Our 3-point shooting only goes up. We get another star on the team. You can take some of the scoring load off of Shea. I think it would work out really well. We're already solid defensively, so it's not going to be that much of an issue.
You're one of those delusional Laker fans that just think they can trade for anybody.
You just call me a Laker fan?
That's not what I am. You acting like it. You acting like it, bro. You acting like it.
All
right. Next name up is Donovan Mitchell.
Again, we talked about this beforehand. Orlando is something that I see getting thrown out there, which is interesting. I'm gonna say the Lakers. No, I'm kidding. I'm not saying the Lakers. I don't want to say it. Again, I think it's kind of a cop-out. But New York, again, would be fun. I don't think that they could guard anybody. The backcourt would not be able to guard anybody. But I just want to see Donovan Mitchell again in playoff basketball, wherever that is. So I guess, honestly, if you could put him in Philly, I don't know how it works out. I don't know if he even has a chance of working out. But if you could put him in Philly, I know it's going to hinder Tyrese a little bit. But if you could put him as the 2 next to Tyrese, you can get other defensive pieces. They've been sound enough to be a 3 seed already. But I think that a dynamic duo, or I guess a trio of Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and JoJo, you can ship off Tobias Harris. You can get that money out of there. And that almost makes the contracts work, I think. But I think that big three might honestly compete with Boston to an extent with how good JoJo's been looking this year.
I don't like that backcourt at all. It's not enough playmaking at all. Like, not even.
It's not enough?
Not enough playmaking.
Yeah. It's not enough playmaking?
Not enough playmaking. Donovan Mitchell's not a great playmaker. Maxey is improving, but he's not a primary point guard.
You still like Orlando?
Yeah, I mean,
I think Orlando's.
I kind of like the Thunder too. I like the Thunder too. I like the Thunder too. Honestly, I like the Thunder for him. I really do.
I guess I never really thought about that. Yeah. What would they give up? Giddey again? It's just the same package. It's just the same exact package all the time. I like Orlando a lot. It's just that they're on different timetables. I think Orlando still needs 2 to 3 years, and Donovan Mitchell's still trying to win now. So I guess OKC does work, but I don't know. Last name?
All right, my last name. Pascal Siakam is the last name.
I still think I'll probably just go with Indiana. They keep getting rumored there. I think if you put another star next to Tyrese, another scoring option out there. Again, defense is an issue, but if you can outscore the team, I guess more power to them. But Indiana's the name that I keep seeing get thrown out there. I don't really have another team that I really want them to go to. So, what you got?
You say Indiana? Yeah, I think you should go to Indiana.
What's your team?
Like Lakers, obviously. Yeah.
What do you think the package is?
Rui, D'Lo, a first or two, and then bro, I'm blanking on his name.
Maxwell Lewis.
I really like
Max Christie.
I really like him. No, he can be in the trade. Yeah, fine, cool. But I'm bro from Indiana.
Jalen Schifino, J-Hood.
Jalen Hood-Schifino, he can go too.
I
Okay.
mean, the team like that probably propels you to like you keep Vando, you keep Torian Prince, you keep Cam Reddish, you keep Reeves, you keep Jackson Hayes, you got AD LeBron, Levine. Am I forgetting anyone crazy?
No, they'd be solid. They need more offense. I personally feel like I think D'Lo just keep LeBron at point guard. He's been playing point guard. Just let him facilitate the offense. And then Rui, I think you can afford to lose Rui at this point. I'm not gonna lie. He's been playing inconsistent minutes throughout the entire season. So
D'Lo's just too
yeah,
inconsistent,
he can
obviously.
go.
D'Lo's just too inconsistent.
All right, last segment for NBA. And this is a new thing we did like last episode. It's NBA trivia. So Max is gonna guess the team by their NBA by their 2K rating, and I'm gonna put it up here. Let me try to get correct. All right, let me get on slide 1. All right, Max, guess this team by the NBA 2K rating. Oh, also give me all the players too.
All right. So I got 2 ideas. Who's the shooting guard on that team, though? So first, I'm gonna say, is this Orlando?
No, it's not Orlando.
Thinking Paulo Franz, Wendell's about an 81, Cole, but I don't know who their shooting guard is. See, I don't think Devin Vassell is an 80. I think he's higher than an 80. 2K likes to overrate rookies sometimes. I think they might. I don't play 2K right now. I'm not gonna lie.
This is not the
Spurs.
Spurs.
It's not Houston. It's not Memphis. There's no way that this is New Orleans. This cannot be. They did not move Zion down that much, I don't think. Indiana, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Charlotte. No. Who's got a small forward and a power? Who's the best power forwards in the league right now?
Any day now, bro. Any day now. $86 small forward, 86 power forward. It's a small forward, power forward duo.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay shooting guard, okay point guard, and okay center.
New Orleans? Is it New Orleans?
No, it's not. That's a good guess. That's a good guess, though.
Eastern Western Conference.
East.
Is it like obvious now? Am I just like blanking? I think Orlando was a good guess. Trying to make sure I don't forget about a team. Who am I forgetting about?
You want to ask division? Anything like that?
Oh, I'm looking. I'm just trying to make sure. It can't be. It's not Boston. It can't be Milwaukee. It can't be Philly. You said it's not Orlando. Miami. Bam would be the center. It's not New York. It's not Cleveland. It's not Indiana. Brooklyn doesn't have a good power forward. It's not Chicago. It's not Atlanta.
Obviously not.
It's not. I asked Toronto beforehand. You said no.
Come on, bro.
I mean, like,
can I get a guess any day now?
I guess you tell me. Gee, like, my guess would have been Orlando.
Are you going to tap out?
I'm literally. You said they're in the East. Did you not say they're in the East?
They are in the East. Yes.
This is not Boston. This is not Milwaukee. It's not Philly. You said it's not Orlando. Miami.
That's not. You got to give me a guess. That's not. You just naming teams. You got to give me a guess, bro. Like a realistic guess on what team this may be.
Brooklyn.
No, they don't have a small forward and a power forward at 86 overall.
I literally said all the teams I thought. Who is it?
You didn't say. You just named teams. You just.
I said Orlando first. Orlando's my first guess.
Is that your final answer? Is it
Orlando's
Toronto?
been my first guess.
It's not. It's not Orlando, no. But I'm
Okay.
asking you.
I was getting mad if it was Orlando. Don't tell me it's Toronto because you just lied to me before this. Then
Give me your answer.
I said Orlando. Orlando's my last answer. Orlando's my answer.
Okay, this is the Toronto Raptors.
I said that beforehand. You lied. Why'd you lie?
Small
Hold
forward.
on. Stop. Let's
I
not say
wasn't
this.
going to
Let's not
tell
say
you. I
this.
wasn't going to let you. I
Hold
wasn't going to tell you the
on.
team. I
Let's
wasn't
not
going to
say
tell you the
this.
team before
For everybody
the
out
podcast.
there, before we started recording, I said, "This is Toronto, right?" He goes, "No, it's not." He goes, "These are really hard."
Obviously,
I literally got it off rip.
That's fine. You should have just stuck with your gut.
I don't care what you
should
got to
have stuck with
say.
your gut.
You lied to me.
You should have stuck with your gut.
It's cool.
You should have stuck with your gut.
Literally,
86 overall.
My first guess was right. It's cool.
86 overall. 86 overall was is Scotty Barnes. 86 overall is Pascal Siakam. Jacopoto is 81 overall. Then a shooter is 79, and OG Anunoby is 80.
I don't even want to hear it. I got that right. So,
all right, what team is? This is the next team. What team is it? You got a 89 overall point guard, a 77 overall small forward, 77 overall shooting guard, a really good center, 86 overall, and a really a decent power forward.
Yeah, decent power forward. LaMelo. No, it's not them. Atlanta would have a good shooting guard. I don't think it's them.
I like to ask questions. That's how you get to this faster. Like
I don't want to do it that much. Eastern or Western Conference, just do that.
West.
All right. Again, if I got teams in front of me, it's not bad. All right. Nope, Desmond Bain would be better.
Give me data on Max. Can I get a guess?
Are we doing with or without injuries?
No, this is with injuries, but I mean nobody's injured. Understand?
Is it Sacramento?
It is Sacramento. Yes. De'Aaron Fox is 89 overall.
Do you want me to run
Harrison Barnes is 77 overall. Shooting guard Kevin Huerter,
Keegan
77. Yep.
And DeMontis. I thought DeMontis was playing power forward. So, all right, next one.
No, DeMontis is center.
I messed up.
All right, next team and last team.
Good one. East or West?
This is East.
Point guards in 83.
This is a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. This is a hard one because all the players are mid, technically.
Or what?
Like, all the players are kind of like mid or like not really like great, so it's kind of harder. Let me get some guesses. We got all day.
I'm gonna stick with it. Someone that honestly makes sense. There's no way he's that low. It's between two. There's no way he's that low. So is this Detroit?
It is Detroit. Yes.
Bang bang. I was thinking about Brooklyn, and I was like, "There's no way Mikal Bridges is rated lower than Dinwiddie and Nick Claxton." But
yeah, that's K83 overall. 82. That's
Cade and Jalen Duran being the same rating is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Jalen Duran 83. That's Jaden Ivey 78, and then Isaiah Stewart 75. That is it for our NBA trivia. Max did a pretty good job, but
3 for 3. Don't let Latif lie to you. 3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Listen, I wasn't gonna let you get it before the podcast, so Anyways,
3 for 3.
let's move on to NFL. The Ravens really killed the 49ers on Monday Night Football on Christmas. And I'm glad it happened. I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for Lamar to win MVP now because, like I said, Brock Purdy is not an MVP candidate. He should have never been an MVP candidate. He's a system quarterback, and he's the weakest link on the 49ers. I said this a few weeks ago before this game happened, and the 49ers in the comments on Instagram killed me. They were calling me illiterate, saying I can pronounce my words, all this other stuff, saying I need to get a 9 to 5. I got crazy insults because I said Brock Purdy is a system QB. And he is. He is elevated by the weapons around him. When the situation is not perfect, when he needs to come back from a deficit, he is terrible. He's not good at quarterback. 4 interceptions. I understand he was going against the Ravens defense. I understand all the interceptions were not on him. But he did not have a good game when he needed to have a good game. Lamar Jackson should win MVP because he's the most valuable player in the NFL this season. Either him or Josh Allen. We talk about value to a team. Like Brock Purdy's not more valuable to a team than Lamar Jackson, than a Josh Allen, than a Patrick Mahomes. He's not more valuable to his own team than Christian McCaffrey. He's not more valuable to his own team than Trent Williams. The man is not an MVP candidate, and I'm glad that the whole entire world can see it now because he stuck the bed. He shit the bed on Monday Night Football. I'm glad it happened. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Brock Purdy hater or nothing like that. But people were getting too wild. I hate when we overrate players. Brock Purdy's a good player. He's a good system QB. He's like a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
MVP.
He's not an MVP caliber quarterback right now.
No, he's not. He will never be MVP caliber quarterback. Y'all got to stop that, bro. Y'all see stats, and that's all y'all watch. Watch the games. You watch any Ravens games this year, you would know Lamar Jackson. That team is picking top 10 without him. You got to really compare this, bro. Like, you want to compare stats between Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy when Brock Purdy is throwing to George Kittle, CMC, Brian Ayuk, Debo behind a decent offensive line with Trent Williams and Kyle Shanahan as the offensive coordinator. When Lamar Jackson's best wide receiver is Zay Flowers, you got a washed up Odell, no Mark Andrews, running backs always injured. Lamar Jackson is the MVP. And it should have never been a conversation between him and Brock Purdy or Josh Allen and Brock Purdy. Y'all, like, because quarterback play has been so mid this year, y'all was just trying to give it to whoever the quarterback had the best stats. But Brock Purdy was never deserving the MVP award. And I've been saying that. And I hope all the 49ers fans that was in my comments, that video only got 4,000 views on Instagram. And all the comments was hating on me. All of them. Let me go back to the video real quick because it's still on our page. Let me read some of these comments, bro. It was crazy. I don't know, Max. I don't know if you saw it, bro.
I know. I don't stay up to date with a lot, especially if it's not my video. If it's my video, I'll look at it. But if it's you, some of them are funny. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the comments make me laugh, but
nah, I had to stop checking them because it was getting so rude and so crazy. I just stopped checking them out there. Wow. So I saw a lot of 9 to 5. Let me go look at this. Let me see how many views it is now. Max, it has 93 likes and 186 comments. 4,796 views. Let's look at some of these comments. Let me guess, Cowboy fan. No, I'm not a Cowboy fan. Let me see those. Sound dumb AF. Let me look. This kid, he said, quit being a period. You have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Another no nothing. It was a whole bunch of crazy comments, and I'm right. Brock Purdy's a system quarterback, and that's fine. I don't think system quarterbacks should have a negative connotation on it. You are good at running the offense that's put in front of you. Not many NFL quarterbacks can say that. Not many quarterbacks in the entire world can say that.
But you can't.
Not many people can be system.
But you can't overvalue it. You can't overvalue that to be.
Yeah, I yapped a lot. Go ahead. Give me your take on the game. What do you think about the game? And I just had to get it out because I was attacked.
Some very smart person at the start of this NFL season, their prediction of the MVP was a man named Lamar Jackson. Their Super Bowl winners were a team named the Baltimore Ravens. It was great. watching that game. I would not call myself 49ers hater at all. I just never really liked them growing up. They're fine. Like I don't have any ill will towards them. But this season, I have fully invested myself with the Baltimore Ravens. It's been I've enjoyed watching their team play. I've invested in Lamar in my fantasy teams, Mark Andrew in my fantasy teams. I've been heavily rooting for Baltimore to show out. They got Roquan Smith, ex-Bear. Want to see him succeed. Their team, they have an amazing team, and everything just came to light on Monday night. They were hitting on all cylinders. Lamar had easy work for the most part because he's got nice field position from their defense. When he was called on to make these, when he was called on to go on drives, uh, he made plays. The one play I'm thinking of in particular, I mean, San Fran has an amazing defense. Lamar could not get sacked. He kept escaping the pocket. I think he got sacked a couple times, but he kept escaping the pocket. The one time he escaped the pocket, the linebacker came up, and that's when he flipped it to Gus Edwards, and he went up for like 60 yards and put him like immediately in field goal range. Like one play, just like that, Lamar Jackson gets out of the pocket and like completely just switches the field. Like it was a crazy play, and like that kind of like put it into me like he completely like the team, the same team that Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott could not put up 20 points on. Lamar was dotting up. Every pass was wide open. So shout out to the receivers for having great routes, whatever.
They
Everyone was wide
also
open.
were dropping the ball a lot too. They had like 7 drops.
I was going to say that about the 49ers too. They were dropping a lot of balls. I don't blame all those picks on what you said. I don't blame everything on Brock Purdy. There were some drops. When they needed to play, they played, but there were some drops for sure. But everything for Lamar seemed to be working. He was running the football well. He was just controlling the game well. They could run the football well. They just did whatever they wanted to against San Fran. So it was great to watch. I definitely think Lamar Jackson should be the MVP, almost borderline to what happens the rest of the season. I think they get the 1 seed locked up. So I think they win either this week or next week, or this upcoming week or the next week. I think they beat Miami. So I think Lamar wins the MVP. Again, I think he's deserving. It's unfortunate that it is a quarterback award because I do think CMC should be in the running at least a little bit for this. CMC
No,
has
he's the odds on
like
favorite. He's like 30 or something like
I get it,
that.
but like
Or
it is
second.
a quarterback award. You want to give everyone wants to give it to a quarterback, right? Like CMC, if it was not known as a quarterback award, like it's unfortunate because like CMC is just an amazing year, offensive player of the year. It's great, right? A great award. Don't get me wrong, great award. But like, why not give him a chance to get it and Tyreek Hill a chance to get offensive player? You know what I mean? Like, you should get like after the season he's had, like he's not the sole reason, but like them trading for him last year like opened up their offense, and like it has just looked so much better the past year and a half. So I think he should get more of a nod. I get he's third. You can't get like higher than that, but still, um, I'm not gonna get too deep into that. But I think Lamar is the MVP. Um, I'm not gonna. Dak can do whatever. Brock Purdy can do whatever. I agree. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm not hating on Brock Purdy at all. But yeah, I do think there are like levels to the quarterback play. Like he's not in the top 7. He's not in the top 10. Like there are guys who are like in worse situations who I think are again deserving of an MVP award over him. Like I agree. Like we saw Sam Darnold as soon as Brock Purdy went out, Sam Darnold led the team down. Boom, 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 touchdown. Like again, that didn't carry on the whole rest of the game. I get it. Like understand, but it was simple when he did it. Like Sam Darnold literally just pass over the top to Ronnie Bell, and it was over. So again, it's not saying he's better than Brock Purdy, but like with the best offense in the probably in the league, with the best O line. I get they had their injuries though at the O line position, but the best weapons, the best coaching staff. Like you put a lot of people in there in the NFL, they're going to succeed. Brock Purdy's done it at a different level, but I still think the MVP should get a little more. Should be special, more special as far as like quarterbacks and stuff. It wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. And Lamar, he just showed. I think the Ravens. Let's talk about the Ravens because I think the Ravens had a great chance to win a Super Bowl this year, and I think they should be a Super Bowl favorites. They just beat the best team in the NFL, so they are now the best team in the NFL. They've been dominant against the NFC. So honestly, but like as far as the 49ers, I don't feel. You feel like did this change anything for you? Or not really.
Because
Like
At the end of the day, they
I
still
think this is the only team in the NFL that can stop the 49ers, I feel like, personally.
you got to play again. They're not going to play anyone from the AFC in the playoffs, and they showed they could steamroll the Cowboys and they can steamroll the Eagles. So like, if I'm a Niners fan, I am fully fine like sitting at home watching it. Like, it's a bad loss, right? Like that's scary, but let the Ravens run through the AFC, see if they even make it out. I think, I don't know. It's San Fran's division to lose at this point in time, like or conference to lose. They killed Philly. They killed Dallas. I think both. No, they killed Dallas in San Fran. But they killed Philly at the link. So I think right now I'm still like I'm taking a deep breath. I'm making sure Brock Purdy's good. I'm making sure Trent Williams is good. But I am feeling okay knowing that I still have, for the most part, everyone healthy. My coaching staff's there. We're good. Like you get a bye probably. I think who do they play next week? They play the Commanders and Rams. You'll beat the Commanders. You'll probably beat the Rams unless you bench everyone. But you're fine. Make it through the playoffs. Hope that the Ravens don't make it. And then I think you're looking still at a good chance to win the Super Bowl. I'm not freaking out too much. It just shows they have holes. That's it.
Let me see. Do I have any other questions about this game? Oh, no, we talked about MVP. We talked about the game recap. As far as the interception about Brock Purdy,
It's just injuries.
injuries.
Like Kyle Hamilton went down. Kyle
I think he's
Hamilton went
fine.
down.
He's fine. He'll be all
Oh,
right.
he is? Did he come
They
back?
need him though. No, he didn't come back in the game, but he didn't seem like he was. It was like a knee injury. I think it was a mild knee injury, so he should be fine. Let's talk about my boy Mahomes. Chiefs falling to the Raiders. Now, Max, do you remember me saying that the Chiefs were not a contender like 10 weeks ago? Do you remember me saying that or no? I said it a long time ago. I knew this. I knew they were going to win the Super Bowl a long, long time ago. I won't lie.
Yeah, I think I remember. I don't know if it was you said they wouldn't win a Super Bowl. I thought it was more along the lines of like this is the worst team Mahomes ever had. It would be a miracle if you won a Super Bowl with this team.
Okay.
It would be impressive if you won a Super Bowl with this team or something.
As far as this year, do you think the Chiefs can make it back to a Super Bowl this year?
Only reason why like I have any slight like hope or thought they will is Patrick Mahomes. And Mahomes did not look great this week. He did not look good. So, again, I still think he's the best quarterback in the league. It's not changing much, but yes, I do. I will put them over I will put them over a decent amount of teams in the league, but like I do not have them. Probably, I think San Fran beats them. I think Baltimore beats them. I don't know. Like Cleveland's looking pretty solid. I think there's a small chance that Cleveland could maybe even beat them.
Yeah, I would be scared for them with that offense. For them to face that defense, I would be super scared for them to,
again, Buffalo and them always have close games. I know the Chiefs have their number, but Buffalo always have close games. Maybe a team like Philly, they played them close last year. Like I no longer this season am I like you have Mahomes, you're fine. Like Mahomes looks scary, their team looks scary. I still again I'll pick them over majority of wild card teams. I'll pick them even over some division winners, but I do not have anywhere near the confidence I did midway through the season.
Yeah, the Chiefs are not a contender this year. They are not winning the Super Bowl. They don't have enough offensive firepower. I feel like teams have been able to double Kelsey all year, and they cannot rely on their receivers at all. Patrick Mahomes has not played like Patrick Mahomes. I don't think so this year. He's not having like a terrible year, but it's not an MVP level season. It's not what we're accustomed to. For them to win a game in the playoffs and go on a whole streak, they literally have no room for like error at all. The defense is good / great, but it can be scored on, I think. And if the offense is just not going to be productive, then they're going to lose. Like the defense can hold off forever. It's very, very hard for a team to repeat in NFL. We rarely see it, and so I think last year was a year that Mahomes just elevated mid receivers, lost Tyreek Hill, and we got to give him his credit for that. But it was going to be incredibly hard for them to compete and repeat as NFL champions. Also, I think they should have made a move at the deadline. I don't know why they didn't. Should have went out and try to get D Hop, maybe Mike Evans if he was on the market.
Everybody
Adams
was talking about receivers, and they just didn't want to do anything. And like literally, it was the biggest issue. Like I thought I think it was more they wanted D-Hop. I don't think D-Hop wanted to go there. I don't think that was like really the issue. I don't think D-Hop really wanted to go there. I thought he wanted the money in Tennessee. But like they didn't make any deals. Like it was a glaring issue and they didn't address it at all. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mahomes is of course still the best quarterback in football. Still my favorite quarterback in the NFL right now, outside of Aaron Rodgers. And it would hurt to see him play this bad against the Raiders. I'm not gonna lie. He played terrible. The interceptions were crazy. Decision making wasn't the best. He doesn't really lose in AFC West. So he hasn't been spotless in the AFC West this year. So in the draft, there's a lot of good receivers in the draft this year. Chiefs, please
but
give my boy some help.
I mean like yes, but like I think you need experience at this point in time. Like I think I would rather spend the money to go get T. Higgins, Tay, Marquise Brown, like an actual like proven to an extent receiver than a mid-round first round pick. If you're not getting Marv, if you're not getting Malik Neighbors, Keon Rome, I'm paying someone. Like I'm paying someone.
No, it's other Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy's gonna be there, maybe possibly. They can get him. You know,
I'm paying.
yeah, I think he had like a hands issue, but you know,
a what?
hands issue.
Thank you.
Which is they don't need it. They don't need
exactly. No one
more
can
that on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Like D-Hop would have been great. D-Hop has some of the best hands in the league still. Like again, like you just need someone who you could throw the ball up to and know that they're gonna come down with it. Like I don't think he has that trust in any of his receivers right now.
All right, let's move on to the contenders and pretenders. I'm gonna give you 5 NFL teams. You let me know, are they contenders or pretenders? First team up, the Bills.
I'm hesitating to say it, but I will say contender just because they have Josh Allen. They've been close before. Again, I put so much pressure on the quarterback position, and I just said about Mahomes. They've won games the past couple of weeks. I'm reluctant to say it, but I guess contender.
Next team up.
Are you not answering?
Oh no, I'm gonna let you do it because I'm not gonna lie. Don't feel like editing two TikTok clips, and also you know it's always me and TikToks. You know I want to have more. You know
these 5 names suck. I think these 5 names suck.
I don't think so. All right, next name up are the Dolphins. Are they pretenders or contenders?
Pretenders. Their defense is nowhere near what it needs to be for the playoffs, and I don't trust Tua at all come playoff time.
Next team up is the Browns.
Again, if I said the Bills were, I have to say the Browns are. I'm gonna say contender. Again, reluctant because they have Joe Flacco at quarterback. Their defense is just so good. Joe Flacco's looked really good the past couple of weeks, so I'll say contender. What?
The Browns are not a contender. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're a scary team in the AFC, but like I don't want to answer. But
my contenders I have 3 contenders or 4 contenders then.
I just don't think they're contenders because like you really trust Joe Flacco. Let's be real.
No,
you don't trust Tua, but you trust Joe Flacco.
So then real talk. All 5 of these teams. I'm trying to help out a little bit. All 5 of these teams, then, if I'm being real, are all pretenders. My contenders are, you can run. Finish this up. We'll finish this up. I'll say at the end.
All right. Next team is the Lions.
Pretender.
All right. Next team up, the Cowboys.
Pretender. I'm sorry. Like again, like I get it with the Browns thing. Like the Cowboys are obviously more of a contender than the Browns. There are 4 contenders, then I guess, or 3. The Ravens are up there. I think I throw the Bills up there, and then I have San Fran and Philly. Like I don't trust some of these other teams. Like I don't know. I don't know why. Like it's a bad year as
far as
the
Browns, bro. I don't trust their offense deep into the playoffs. And
who do you trust? Like you're going matchup to matchup, so like you got to live week to week. If they get that 5 seed,
I trust the Bills more than them. Just because what they can do on offense.
1 second. you got to win your matchups. Are the Browns beating Jacksonville?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
but
they're beating
yeah,
Jacksonville.
probably.
Out of every team in the AFC, who has the best chance at beating the Ravens?
AFC,
Yes.
the Bills.
No, it's the Browns. They face each
I don't
other.
think so.
They face each other every
Oh
year.
well,
The
AFC
division,
North, yeah.
the
I guess.
divisional
I
thing.
guess.
Like that's like the whole reason they know each other.
Did they split this year? Did they split this
I
year?
think so. I think they split this
I
year
don't think
too.
so. I don't. Let me look. Let me look. Let me
I thought they
look.
lost like
Ravens
two or
schedule.
something. I got it.
They might have.
They lose both or no?
No, the Ravens beat them both times. No, the Browns won. The Browns won on the 12th. 33-31.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
I
right.
do remember that game. That's what I'm saying. Like, and they won that. That was in Baltimore. That game was in Baltimore. So, like, I think out of every team in the AFC, I think Cleveland's got the best chance to beat them. And like, I think they're beating Miami. If Miami gets a 1 seed, I think they're beating Miami. I get it. It's disgusting to say Cleveland's a contender, but like, if I'm looking at the teams, like,
I'm not gonna lie. I just don't trust their offense. Their defense is amazing, but
I get
come
it. I
playoff
get it.
time, is that gonna Joe Flacco, bro? You see, like he's so sporadic, bro. He's so sporadic. He plays like it's still 2010, bro. He
Yeah,
literally does. He just chucks everything in
he's
the
been
air,
winning
bro.
games. He's been winning games. So again, I'm looking at it week to week. Put this in the TikTok. Put this in the TikTok. I don't care. You looking week to week. I don't think any team besides Baltimore and maybe Kansas City, if Patrick Mahomes has a crazy game, is like really beating Cleveland. Maybe Buffalo. Like I think they're beating their first round matchup. They're beating the Jags. I think that's almost guaranteed right now that they'll play each other, unless the Colts come out of nowhere, and I still think they beat the Colts. I get it. It just takes one bad Flacco game, but like it's disgusting, but it's like it makes sense. Same thing in the NFC too. But just play your matchups.
You think so? The Browns face the Chiefs right now. If the Browns face the Chiefs in the playoffs, you got the Browns winning the game.
That's what I just said. Is I think Mahomes can still have a crazy game. So I don't know. I don't know what Mahomes am I getting. Am I getting this week's Mahomes? No.
Playoff Mahomes. Like
Then
playoff
sure,
Mahomes.
I'm taking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. But that's not what we're guaranteed to be getting. We're not guaranteed to be
Playoffs
getting.
Mahomes. Playoffs Mahomes can lose a game with this roster. With this roster,
And
he
I
can be
think
great. It can be drops. He can be great in players not get separation. He can
my
be
thing
great
is
in offense line doesn't hold
my
up.
thing with Cleveland, Joe Flacco does not have to play a perfect game. He didn't play a perfect game at all against Chicago. Their defense made big plays when they scored where they needed to. If their defense could lock up, like we know Josh Allen can be a little erratic with his throws, right? He can throw a lot of interceptions, can get a lot of turnovers. Pat Mahomes past couple of weeks showed that too. Tua, I don't trust that whole offense all the time, especially if Tyreek's out. Like the defense can make plays and get stops and get them off the field. If you just give Joe Flacco and that offense enough chances, they will score, especially on a terrible Miami defense, on a shaky Buffalo defense. I'm not even talking about Jacksonville's defense. The Chiefs have a good defense. That's fair. But like I mean, like again, it's weird. It's nasty to honestly say that 38-year-old Joe Flacco could potentially be a contender. But like, I don't looking at the other teams. I would probably pick Cleveland to beat them in these 1-game playoffs.
All right, let's move to out or safe head coach edition. I'm gonna give you a head coach. You tell me, are they gonna be out or safe at the end of the season? I'll answer with this one too. All right, first coach, Mike Tomlin.
I'll say he's safe. He's safe. He's safe at the end of the season. In my opinion, there's no way they fire him after his first losing season or first losing season. There's not really been turmoil with him. It's Matt Canada, Kenny Pickett quarterback situation. I think he's fine for at least another year. If he does get off and fired, I think that people will be ready to hire him the next day. So I think he's safe right now.
I think he should be out. They should. I don't really think they should fire him. I don't think Mike Tomlin should be coaching the Steelers anymore. For a long time, this mediocrity with not having losing seasons has been accepted, and that's not the standard for the Steelers. The Steelers win championships. They're one of the best organizations of all time in the NFL. So he doesn't have a losing season. I don't think he's a problem in Pittsburgh, but I think his style is getting archaic. It's a lot older now. I think they need an offensive head coach for the Steelers. I think if he gets fired or they part ways, he'll have a job within like 3 hours.
I
I think if he was able to go to someone like the Chargers, that would be great because they already have Kellen Moore there for offensive coordinator, and they need someone to lead that team and be a leader of men. But I don't think his time in Pittsburgh, I feel, should be up.
my thing is just like I don't know who you're gonna upgrade to. I get it to change the scenery, but like I don't know.
Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson be fine.
He's in Chicago already.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
He's definitely not. He is definitely not in Chicago, bro. Y'all keep mad. Well, we'll get to it later. All right, next thing up, Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. It's just gotten worse and worse. I think you got to finish him out with the Aaron Rodgers era, though. Then after that, he's gone. But to be honest, I think he's gone this season. He's done.
I think they should keep Robert Saleh. He hasn't got a fair shake with Aaron Rodgers. The man got hurt on the first play of the game. Give him 1 year with Aaron Rodgers, see how he does. He did mishandle the Zach Wilson situation, but he's a defensive head coach, and his defense has been great consistently. That's really all you can really ask him for, even though he did mishandle the Zach Wilson situation and the QB situation overall. Give him 1 year with Aaron Rodgers and see what he does. Next, head coach, Bill Belichick.
He is the new coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. I hope it happens. They just need to part ways. It's done. Whoever New England drafts a quarterback, get a new coach who wants him, get a new coach who's ready to rebuild. You need to change the scenery. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick need to break up. It hasn't looked good for the past couple of years. Let Bill Belichick go get the all-time wins record with Justin Herbert. Get it done in a couple of years, way less years than you would if you were in New England.
I think the Patriots should keep Bill Belichick. I think they should they have to tell him you can't be the main decision maker in the draft because he's not good at drafting. I don't think he's good at free agency decisions. He's not a good GM. But Bill Belichick is still an amazing head coach. He's still an amazing defensive coordinator. I think parting ways with him in New England would be a grave mistake. I think the Patriots should keep Bill Belichick. I personally feel like that. All right. Last name is Matt Eberflus.
I don't know. We talked about this again before the pod. Bears Twitter's kind of loving him again. He's been great on the defense side of the ball. What would I do? I think he's gone. I would want him gone. What I think is going to happen is I do think he's going to stay. I think Chicago will keep him around. Unfortunately, I think that it's give him another chance, and we see the same thing next year. So I don't think unless we get into OC, unless we do get a just completely just offensive changing OC, I think we see the same problems next year if Eberflus is still there. Our defenses look great. It's awesome, but our offense still has issues, and we need to get those addressed. And I don't know if that just comes from switching the OC. I think we need to do more than that. So,
all right, me, Eberflus, gotta go. I'm not letting a little 5-game stretch against mostly weak defenses and backup quarterbacks and stuff like that change my mind. No, Matt Eberflus is a terrible head coach. He's good on the defense side of the ball, I guess, when he has the actual players, but his decision making is terrible. The way he runs the team is terrible. You got assistant coaches getting fired in the middle of the season and a whole bunch of other stuff. He just needs to get rid of them. They should have an offensive head coach. The Bears should. Offensive head coach is the way to go in the NFL. But that's going to conclude episode 64. We got to an hour and 19 minutes with just 2 people. I think that's a pretty good job, honestly. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow us on social media. for more content. We're gonna be pushing out more content. We are on break. A lot of stuff happening in NBA, and we're gonna try to continue to put out segments and stuff like that. I've been getting a little lazy, but if Max got nothing else to say, we're gonna end a video like that.
All good. Have a good one.